kicked off the workout with hamstrings. I've been having some knee issues during my leg workouts lately, and I found that if I open up with hamstrings first, that I can get that knee joint warmed up and avoid unnecessary pain while I'm training. So we kicked it off with seated leg curl, 4 sets of 20, trying to go slow, focus on the squeeze. If you watch a lot of old school videos, you'll hear the guys refer to hamstrings as leg biceps. And after you laugh a little bit about it, you think about it a little bit more, it's really true. The function of the hamstring is very similar to the bicep. So what I try to do is when I train hamstrings, I just think of them as leg biceps. So when I curl, I try to really focus on that squeeze and that contraction at the top, with a, like a regular dumbbell curl. So I do the same thing for hamstring curls. So then we followed that up with lying leg curls, 4 sets of 12. Same concept as before. Try to keep your booty planted on the seat as best you can. Curl it up, hold it for a second or two, let it down. Followed that up with dumbbell stiff leg deadlifts. On these, you really are just going to feel the stretch down at the bottom. You're not going to really feel a contraction at the top or anything like that. I try not to go all the way up at the top because I then start to feel it in my lower back, and I'm trying to keep it focused in my hamstrings and a little bit of glutes. So that's how we do those. 4 sets of 12 there as well. Be careful with these. I've seen a lot of guys tear their hamstrings doing these real heavy or sloppy form or whatever. And that's usually why I put them later in the workout, so that I don't, I'm not as strong, I'm really warmed up. But I also keep in mind that this isn't a power movement, really, at least in my mind. So trying to do a ton of weight and explode up just is asking to have your hamstring rip off the bone, and nobody wants that. So then we switched veins over to quads, and my knees, I could tell already, were just not going to have it. And rather than try to, wrap up or put my sleeves on and really, muscle through it, I thought in my head, I'm 2 weeks out. I need to be careful here, because this is where you're really vulnerable. You're low body fat, low energy, and the chances for making a mistake are pretty high. So being more careful than trying to be beast mode is the name of the game. Live to train another day is, how I think about it. So on days like this, I try to tell people to really make sure that their encyclopedia of bodybuilding up here in their head is pretty big. And what I mean by that is, study up on different types of exercises, different types of rep ranges, different intensity techniques. Because what that does is, on days where your plan has to change, you're able to. If you go into the gym like I did today and my knees are hurting, it's like, okay, what can I do to get a good workout in still and not hurt my knees? So I know that, okay, intensity techniques, I can do higher reps. These particular machines hurt my knees, these don't. If I use this particular one, I can put my stance a certain way, and that helps, take some pressure off of a certain area of my leg. you know, just knowing all of these things when you go into the gym just make it a easier process and a less stressful process. You know, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be your time. So if you have these plans in place, or not these plans, but these alternatives in your mind, then you're much better off, and it's much easier to pivot without a lot of thought or stress. You know, this also applies to if you have like a day where, you know, you've got your plan written out, and every time you try to go to something, the machine or the dumbbells or whatever is taken, you know, so you're able to say, okay, I was going to do barbell rows, but all the racks are full. There are no barbells available. So I can go grab some dumbbells. Dumbbell rows work that way as well. You know, similar form and function. Or if I really wanted to load up and get that barbell motion, all right, is the Smith machine available? I'll go over to the Smith machine and load that up. You know, it's a little bit different. You're not, it's not the same exact, you know, stabilization and things like that you're doing, but you get the feel. You have that alternative plan. You can just keep on rolling. So we started off legs with belt squat. I'm fortunate enough that my gym has a belt squat, so I did that. 4 sets of 20. Again, higher reps to try to, you know, not go beast mode and take the pressure off of my knees. I ended up not being very strong anyway today, so it's not like it really would have made a difference if I had tried to really like push the weights and things like that. So 4 sets of 20 there on the belt squat. I then moved over to single leg press, 4 sets of 20 there as well. Really focusing on getting down deep and, you know, coming up to a near full extension on those. This particular leg press is actually called the squat press. And when I do this single leg, I tend to feel it more like a lunge than a leg press. And I kind of like that. That it feels very similar in like how you get that stretch on the side when you do a lunge. And you know, that deep burn, especially when you go high reps like this. So that's what I did there. So at this point I was kind of thinking, all right, you know, I've done 2 exercises for quads. I don't want to do another squat motion. I don't want to leg press again, and just doing regular straight sets of leg extensions is it's a kind of a mediocre leg workout. You know, I got a pretty big pump, and I've done 8 total sets so far, but what can I do to finish this thing off? So I think of FST7. So what you see here, sped up so that it doesn't take forever, is me doing FST7 style leg extensions. For those of you who don't know what this type of training usually is 7 sets of an exercise for a certain amount of reps and a very low rest period. So what I chose to do this time was 7 sets of 12 with a 20 count rest in between each set. And as you can see here, it was burning my ass up by the end of it. So I was pretty much roasted, pretty much done by the time this whole thing was said and done. So thanks again for watching. Like the video, share the video, comment below what else you want to see from me, and subscribe. Follow along as I become a better YouTuber and a better bodybuilder.